Hello viewers and listeners. Welcome once again to Salida TeleRadyo. Today, you will learn the general classes and uses of organic compounds together with your teacher broadcaster, Ma'am Janette B. BACALLA. I am your teacher host, Sir Erwin B. Sacro. Now I will turn you over to Ma'am Janette. Ma'am Janette?
Hello viewers and listeners. We are very glad that despite of the pandemic, we will be able to deliver our lesson through Salida TeleRadyo. Let us investigate and discover as we enter to the world of science. Our lesson this day is about general classes and uses of organic compounds. This is for grade 9 students who are studying science subject and of course for everyone who are willing to join with us. Our objectives are: first, recognize the general classes and uses of organic compounds and appreciate the importance of organic compounds in our daily life. Now, before we begin our journey in learning new concepts, let us test ourselves on what we know about general classes and uses of organic compounds. Please flip now your self-learning module 5, page 1 and 2. The following question will test your prior knowledge about the general classes and uses of organic compounds. So, students, kindly get your pen and any sheet of paper to write your answer on each question. I will just read the question and after 5 seconds, I will give you the correct answer. Shall we start now? Question number 1. Among the statements below, which best describes organic compounds? Letter A. Organic compounds are composed mainly of carbon and hydrogen. B. Organic compounds are compounds that contain carbon and oxygen only. C. Organic compounds are compounds that are produced by living things. And letter D. All of the above. Your time starts now. Time's up, and the correct answer is letter A. Organic compounds are composed mainly of carbon and hydrogen. Question number 2. What is the common use of methane? Is it letter A, fuel, B, fertilizer, C, artificial ripening agent, or D, disinfectant? Your time starts now. Time's up, and the correct answer is letter A, fuel. Question number 3. Which hydrocarbon compound that has a triple band molecule? Is it letter A, octane, B, ethane, C, methane, or D, ethene? Your time starts now. Time's up. And the correct answer is letter B, ethane. Question number 4. Which organic compound is used as a cleaning agent? Is it letter A, kerosene, B, gasoline, C, ethyl alcohol, or D, liquefied petroleum gas or the LPG? Your time starts now. Time's up, and the correct answer is letter A, kerosene. Question number 5. What organic compounds are used by embalmers in treating human cadavers? Is it letter A, formaldehyde, B, acetic acid, C, kerosene, or D, methyl alcohol? Your time starts now. Time's up, and the correct answer is letter A, formaldehyde. So how's your score, students? I am hoping that you get all the items correctly. Later, after discussion, let us discover more about some general classes of organic compounds and its uses. Look inside your house. Can you name some organic compounds? Kumbaga, naaba sa inyong balay, naaba mo'y LPG, Naaba mo'y gas stove? Naaba mo'y fruits? Naaba mo'y lighter? Now, can you imagine the world without this, without organic compounds? How are these compounds played a vital role in our daily life? What are organic compounds? Organic compounds are any of a large class of chemical compounds in which one or more atoms of carbon are covalently linked to atoms of other elements, most commonly hydrogen, oxygen, or nitrogen. These kinds of compounds are produced by plants and animals. However, these carbon-containing compounds can also be produced artificially. There are also organic compounds that are produced from petroleum, like liquefied petroleum gas, gasoline, lubricating oil, and kerosene. Now, let us talk about some general classes of organic compounds. These are hydrocarbons, alcohols, ketones, and aldehydes. Let us talk first about hydrocarbons. What are these hydrocarbons? One of the general classes of an organic compound consisting entirely of hydrogen and carbon. There are three types of hydrocarbons. The first type is alkane. It ends with A and E. They are saturated hydrocarbons because of its single band. It involves sharing of valence electrons, that is why it is a nonpolar. The nonpolar attractions that hold hydrocarbon molecules together are very weak van der Waals forces. Thus, hydrocarbons of low formula weight tend to be gases or low boiling points. Carbon compounds are not very reactive. They are not attracted to water. For example, oil do not mix with water. A good rule to thumb is like dissolves like. The simplest alkane is methane, from the painting of Ford Madox Brown. John Dalton is collecting marsh gases. It is sometimes called marsh gas because it is formed by the action of bacteria on decaying vegetation in swamps and other marshy areas. It is widely used for heating, cooking, and components of gasoline. Like for instance, if we are going to put this alkane sa ato abitong kanang panginabuhi, diba ang alkane is made up, or the methane as part of an alkane or an example of an alkane, diba it has one carbon atom bonded with 4 hydrogen atoms. So kung ang inyong mama sa balay mo palit og pan, bread, tapos upat mo pa magsuon, kailangan niya i-divide ang pan into 4. So that is how a methane looks like. It's its structure. Now, the second hydrocarbon is alkenes. It ends with E and E. Now, alkenes are unsaturated hydrocarbons because they contain fewer than the maximum number of hydrogens in their structure, in which the carbon atoms are connected by at least one double band, and because they are very reactive. The simplest alkene is ethene, which is a natural gas produced in plants, which acts as a natural ripening agent of fruits. That is why matingala ka nganong mahinog ang prutas, nganong malata ang prutas. That is because of the natural gas present in the fruit, which is the ethene. Ethene also is used for the manufacture of polyethylene plastic. Sa inyong balay, unsa may gisudlan sa suka, unsay gisudlan sa tuyo, di ba plastics? How about yung armchairs? Ginagamit nato, di ba? Ang raincoats nowadays, sigig ulan, so kailangan ta mag-raincoat. The last hydrocarbon is what we call as the alkyne. It ends with Y and E. Now, alkyne are also unsaturated hydrocarbons because they have one or more triple band. They are not plentiful in nature but are highly reactive. The simplest alkyne is ethine, as fuel burned in oxyacetylene torches used in welding. Kung makakita ka ngay nag-welding, unsa may purpose ana? Di ba to cut metals? It is also used as headlights on motors and cars. So, kailangan kayo na ay headlight ang atong cars and motors, especially paggabi because it will put our life in danger. The second general class of organic compounds are the alcohols, the OH, a class of organic compounds that contain a hydroxyl group, OH attached to a single band of alkane. It is colorless and transparent. Like water, alcohols are capable of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Alcohols therefore boil at a higher temperature than alkanes. It is used as disinfectant, fuel, and a main component of liquor and other alcoholic drinks. Now, some ethyl alcohol is still produced by yeast fermentation of sugar. Fermentation is the production of ethanol from sugars by the action of yeast or bacteria. Ethyl alcohol is the intoxicating substance in alcoholic beverages, and it damages the liver and causes behavioral changes. Now, let's talk about the alcohol used as disinfectant. Di ba karon during pandemic time magyud nato aron kailangan ta mo gamit og alcohol. Kailangan mo og alcohol, di ba? Naana kanunay to disinfect ourselves from any harmful bacteria. Now, how about this alcoholic beverages? So it said that ethyl alcohol is the intoxicating substance in alcoholic beverages. It can damage the liver and causes behavioral changes. So the tendency manggod kapag masubrahan og inom og alcohol, alcoholic drinks, ang tendency ana is the alcohol content will go to the small blood vessels from the mouth into the tongue and throughout our body. So ma-observe na yun nato sa itong mga paligid kapag ang tao di kainom, okay pa kaayo. Pero gani, pag nasubrahan nag-inom, what happened? Lahi na ang ilahang behavior. And then, there is what we call as Lord magstorya, no? Dili na kaayo ka-istorya. Okay, the last group of general classes of organic compounds are the ketones and aldehydes. This is a class of organic compounds that contains a carbonyl functional group which chemically bonded to a carbon in a compound. It can form weak hydrogen bonds between the carbonyl oxygen and halogens of water. Ketones are organic compounds in which the carbon of the carbonyl group is joined to two other carbons. It derives its name from a keton. It is an old German word for acetone. That's why example of a keton is an acetone. It is a colorless, volatile liquid that boils at 56 degrees Celsius. It is used as nail polish remover. Murag kaila magyutatanan unsa na ang kanang acetone. Di ba pag mag-manicure, pedicure, para matanggal ng cutics diha, kailangan nato og remover. And we call that one as acetone. Now, how about aldehydes? These are organic compounds in which the carbon of the carbonyl group is always joined to at least one hydrogen. A very good example for aldehydes is what we call formaldehyde or the formalin. It is used to preserve biological specimens. It is used in embalming human cadavers. So matingala ka, nganong mang yung manggahi ang patay or any specimen kung butangan og formalin? Because formaldehyde in solution combines with protein in tissues to make them hard and insoluble in water. So, those were some of the general classes and uses of organic compounds. You're doing great, students. I know you have understood our topic easily. Remember that we are not looking only for knowing the general classes of organic compounds, but also how it plays a vital role in our life. This time, students, let's review your learning today. Let's take a scan on your notes and review some important things you have written. Let us recognize the general classes and uses of some organic compounds. First, ethyl alcohol. What organic or what general class of organic compounds does it belong? Is it hydrocarbons? Is it alcohols? Or ketones and aldehydes? Correct, it belongs to alcohol. And what's the use of an ethyl alcohol? Simply used for disinfectant against foreign bacteria. Second, the liquefied petroleum gas or the LPG. What general class of organic compounds does it belong? Yes, it belongs to hydrocarbons and is widely used for, the fuel is used for heating or cooking. Next one is the acetone. What general class of organic compounds does it belong? Correct, that belongs to ketone. Of course, used widely for nail polish remover. Fourth one, the alcoholic drinks. What general class of organic compounds does it belong? Yes, it belongs to alcohols and used for beverages. And some also is used for cooking. The last one, formalin. What general class of organic compounds does it belong? Yes, of course, it belongs to the aldehyde group or the aldehydes. It is used in preserving biological specimens. Alright, students, we are now on our post-test. Please listen attentively as I read the questions and choices. Write the letter of your answer on your paper. I will give you 5 seconds to answer and I will give you the correct answer afterwards. Are you now ready, grade 9 students? Let's start! Question number 1. Which of the following pairs of organic compounds is highly flammable? Is it letter A, lubricating oil and isopropyl alcohol? B, water and ethyl alcohol? C, gasoline and acetone? Or D, liquefied petroleum gas? Your time starts now. Time's up, and the correct answer is letter D, liquefied petroleum gas or LPG. Question number 2. Which are true about the uses of isopropyl alcohol? Is it letter A, cleaner and fuel? B, fuel and disinfectant? C, fertilizer and disinfectant? Or D, cleaner and disinfectant? Your time starts now. Time's up, and the correct answer is letter B, fuel and disinfectant. Number 3. What class of organic compounds that contain a hydroxyl group? Is it letter A, hydrocarbons? B, aldehydes? C, ketones? Or D, alcohols? Your time starts now. Time's up, and the correct answer is letter D, alcohols. Question number 4. What class of organic compound that consists entirely of hydrogen and carbon? Letter A, hydrocarbons. B, aldehydes. C, ketones. Or D, alcohols. Your time starts now. Time's up, and the correct answer is letter A, hydrocarbons. The last number. Janet scratched herself when her arm bumped into the concrete post. What do you think should she apply to make bruises free from harmful germs? Is it letter A, formalin? B, water? C, acetone? Or D, isopropyl alcohol. Your time starts now. Time's up, and the correct answer is letter D, isopropyl alcohol. Well, how's your scores? I hope that you will be able to answer the given items correctly. You're such an amazing student. Thumbs up for a job well done. And for your assignment, you're going to compose a song whose lyrics are focused on the beneficial effect of organic compound to human and environment. You can post your answer through any social media. You can submit also your answer to your teacher. That will be all for now. Until next time, bye-bye!
That was great! Thank you, Ma'am Janette.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you, viewers and listeners. I hope that you have learned something from our topic today. Stay tuned for our next topic. Bye for now.